Titantron though. That was one, when he was eating at the restaurant, Razor Ramon, and he threw the stuff off the table when he said he had to pay.
I just watched that.
Hey man, you telling me to pay? What you think? You think I'm supposed to pay for this, man? How about I clean the table for you, man? He looked so much bigger on camera too than he did actually in the ring. Cause I guess because he had regular clothes.
No, that's another thing. That's another thing that we fail to realize that how big these guys are. Until we put them in normal situations, like NBA players look regular size until you see them like in a regular car. You know what I mean? Like, Kobe or Jordan's kind of short compared to like Shaq or But then you see him like in real life, like man, that guy's huge.
I seen Shaq. Now you weren't with us at that time. I know back in my 20s, them club days or whatever. It was at Nightlife. The Lakers was playing a preseason game, and Shaq walked in. It was like him, D-Fish, and some other dudes. But I'm 6'5". I'm a regular person tall.
Yeah.
But when you see dude, you looking up like, man, that dude tall.
So you gotta imagine, like, anytime you see people like that sitting in regular chairs and stuff like that, like
he can't sit in the regular. You think Shaq can sit? He couldn't sit in these chairs. It'll probably break it.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know how they fit doing the Buick. To be honest with you, man, he's in the Buick.
Yeah, that's their selling point. Like we can fit Shaq in the Buick.
Man.
Like he bought I saw Shaq buy
probably got it modified.
A Jeep Wrangler. He bought the 4 doors, had it modified into a 2-door.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's crazy.
Boy. So now we're about to get into the podcast. We had to do that tribute to Scott Hall, man. Rest in peace. So now we're about to get into the podcast. First topic, everybody talking about is crazy. Is the gas going up? Inflation is coming. Gas is the first. That's the first step to inflation.
Yeah.
Because you know what they're gonna tell you. You build a house. Oh man, the gas prices went up, so transport costs gonna go up.
Yeah,
the wood costs gonna go up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I mean, we're doing everything we can. Everybody trying to get their piece of the pie when everything goes up. You want to blame it on stuff. I mean, I feel like
grocery store milk gonna go up. Can you imagine by the time my kids get old, they might be paying like $9 for a gallon of milk, bro, if not more.
Yeah, and
gas for them probably gonna be what, $10 a gallon probably by the time they get 18, man.
Yeah, like I don't know, we gotta like
car at that point.
Yeah, I don't know, we gotta get rid of some. Like I think we might move away from dairy at that point. You know what I mean? With those with the almond milk, with so many.
I already been drinking almond milk.
With so many different options.
They probably gonna go up too because they're gonna tell you.
Because you still gotta
run games
and say
it costs to transport. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, why does
build a house? You might as well throw an extra $80,000 to $100,000 on top of that. Just to build a house, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's like I think some people are like I don't mind if people have war, we should get involved and stuff like that. Well, you got to look at the effects. It affects us all when stuff goes on in the world. But and I feel like it's a personal attack to the citizens of the United States to have our gas prices. You're attacking our pocketbooks due to whatever.
But it's coming.
Of course,
always gonna come. Once something happens, they're gonna find a way though.
Yeah.
I mean, we was in high school. Gas was like $1. $1.10 at the most.
You know what I mean? But but some things are gonna sway. In times of turmoil, things are gonna sway to be higher. Period. Or like every summer, sometimes every summer it'll peak out.
I remember
at $4 a couple days.
What year was it? I want to say about 2005, maybe.
Yeah.
Jobs stopped giving like real raises. You remember back then, you could work a job and get a raise every 6 months.
Yep. Different bonuses and things like that. Or
then they start talking about
you hit the 3-year bump.
And we can't afford this and afford that. But then they give you something once a year. They give you like a duffel bag or something.
They go to the Dollar Tree or Oriental Trade Company and buy this thing. And do this and
take a one-time hit.
Yeah, and I was like, really? Is that you buying so much bulk? Is it really even necessarily a hit from them? But they started that maybe in 2005. But they can hide behind that.
Oh yeah.
I want to say they can hide behind that for years, no matter. They always look at their money on the lowest point at the lowest possible year. They can say, "Well, we didn't make any money this year," but they don't give you bonus. Well, a lot of companies or regular companies don't give you bonuses when they do record numbers or they triple their profit. Yeah. And that's another thing too about that we always talk about knowing your worth and
Yeah, you gotta know your worth.
Shopping yourself around in different companies, or even starting your own company. Want to be educated and have as many skills and tools.
Even if you work for a big company, one thing they always use is that you can move around in a company to get, like that. If you be comfortable, I ain't gonna say that's what they want you to be, but if you be comfortable, you'll be shooting yourself in the foot. You have to want to challenge yourself and try new things because, like I say, working for the state, working for a hospital. If you start the CNA, you don't want to stay a CNA unless you're comfortable staying a CNA. But you want to get to, it's kind of like NFL. You don't want to leave no money on the table if you don't have to.
Exactly.
You want to get all the money you can before it's all said and done if you retire. You want to take all the money you can.
I think people do this honor system like when they're dealing with their kids or something like that. You want to reward loyalty, and there's bonuses involved and things like that. When you make good grades, we'll give you $5 or $10, and if you consistently do well, and you grow up, the prizes and the rewards will be greater for being loyal. But it just doesn't work like that in the business world. You can stay in a position, be loyal. They're not giving really annual raises where you can get 3% each year, and you eventually can work your way up to from $15 an hour. In a couple years, you can be at 20, and then in 20 years, you can possibly make up to $40 an hour. But I'm just saying, but with the mindset, if I can keep growing, I can keep getting 3%, 5%, things like that, growing my income and things like that. No. I mean, no. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like with the idea of that, like I can be rewarded for my loyalty.
Yeah.
And if I'm loyal to this company, I stay in my position, I'm faithful, I work the extra shifts, I will continually raise. But now they're putting caps on positions.
Yeah, that's true.
There is really no reward for loyalty or staying in a position. So you have to move around and things like that just to.
I think that's one of the
try to grow.
The key things, if you can get in a company that's big, or that you can move around, but you got to have the skill set to do it. You got to gain your skill set. Like if you get in with the state, you may start out as being like a paper processor or whatever lower level position. But if you have the awareness to talk to different people, go to different departments and see what they do. Can you do that? Oh, I can do that. What they asking for? Oh, I can fulfill that. Or I can sell them a dream on that. I can make them dinner, and then I can just get in the door. Sometimes all about how you talk in the interview. That's one of the most important things. Like, can you convince a stranger that you can come in here and work for them, and they can have enough trust in you that you're going to do the job they're asking you to do?
Yeah, I've worked with so many people that are just completely incompetent, but I was like, they must interview very well. Because
or they know network.
Yeah, that
they know
too.
Somebody.
You know what I mean? Because this person doesn't know anything. I can't train them. I can't teach them anything like that. So you can.
Because I'm telling you, with inflation, you don't. Man, that stuff is eating to your check. You think, 35,000, 40,000 is enough. Man, after taxes and insurance, that ain't enough, man.
Yeah,
not to live on your own. Like if you were single living, I mean, what kind of apartment you think you're gonna live in? I mean, you bring it home. I'm just gonna be nice. Say $800-900 after taxes, after insurance, right?
Hey, people are listening to this. They really want you to be accurate with your numbers.
When it take $30 for a half a tank now.
Yeah,
that's half.
Listen,
tank.
I got an oil change. My oil change is the same price as a tank of gas.
God, I did the $20. What?
My oil change, it was like I got it from this place who worked on my car.
Oh,
so it was $59.
Okay.
I filled my tank up at $4 a gallon. It was like $59.
Yeah, my wife's
same
car
price.
Had to use premium gas, and it was like $60 to fill hers up, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, oh man.
And imagine after you pay your bill, you only got like $100, $200 left over. You talking about $40, man. You only got like 140 left over, 160. You know
and
what
then,
I'm saying?
And we say money and stuff about happiness.
One fill up. Then you got to go to work the rest of the week. You got to make that last 2 weeks. So unless you keep sweating, you can make it last forever.
Boy. And we always talk about happiness, man. You can't you can't date. You know, you really may have two trips to start, 2 extra trips to Starbucks with this new gas can have you out of your budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how can you really be happy or pay somebody out? You know what I mean? And that's even at 50-50. If you in a relationship, got a baby mama or wife, and you doing 50-50. You know what I mean? And you can't even really.
Good plan. You got the plan. Make that budget, baby.
You know,
figure it out.
And then that's another thing too. Even if you're wise with your money, that could be even more depressing. Like you can see somebody else wasteful with their money because you don't make enough money. You budget correctly, and you only have $100.
It would only
a month.
It would only make you depressed, in my opinion. It only make you depressing if you care about perception. If you wise with your money and you say, no, I am not gonna put myself in the red, I'm gonna lower my lifestyle down a little bit until I get in a better position. I would rather do that, cook at home, have a little extra to worry about other people that want to blow their money.
We're not even talking about.
It's gonna catch up with them after a while.
No.
From experience, it'll catch up with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. But what I'm talking about, is just trying to. That should be depressing. That should be encouraging. I need a different position. I need more skills. I need to shop around for a job, and that's what I mean by that. When you're working hard, you're working a full-time job. You're being smart with your money, even frugal. And you're still in a situation where you only have $100 left over from the month, that's poverty. That's something
let's be real though. How many people really really want to be super financial? I mean, not super, but just financially responsible. Like the discipline of it though. That's the part. When you start talking to people about that, some people get they start changing, man. It's like, man, what are you even talking about, man? I'm just trying to survive, man. You know what I'm saying?
So, but
I've been there. I think we probably both been there.
See, I think a lot more people are financially responsible, not because they want to be, because they have to be. Like, if you don't have the money, you got to make those decisions that appear genius level, but you really don't have.
There's a good side to bad side. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Cause the good side is you're financially responsible. You say, hey, because I've been on both sides of the fence, bro. Yeah. The good side, you say I'm gonna be financially responsible. I got kids. I got a wife. I got to really think about what I'm doing, the impact of it. Because like I say, Amazon is so addictive, man. And I have to really think about nope, I can't go on Amazon. Just not even go to the website. Because you go there, you're going dude.
Deals of the day.
Yeah. And then the bad side, when I was in my 20s, man, I mean, I remember probably 19, 20, right? Terrible in money management. I should have been way better. I think when it was Metropolitan Bank. Yeah. I probably used bounce protection probably for a year. They told me I used it so much that you don't even got it no more. So you know what I did? I took my money and went to another bank. I went to Regions at that point. Yeah. But man, and I was just kicking it, man, doing stuff, and I was like, man, I had to change my whole way of doing stuff because it's I was using it as a crutch. It's gonna bounce, that's fine. I get paid in 2 weeks, that's fine.
I'll fill that back up, this and that.
Back up. We can get that letter though, Mr. Gray, you do not no longer have bounce protection. Man, that's crazy. I ain't never even heard of that, but and that's the bad side. People don't, your mindset don't change. You just keep living check to check, or sometimes I don't even know what you call it, but right before you get paid again, in the middle of checks, you go ahead and bounce protect, get what you need and stuff,
and just hold that money,
be in a hole $150. So when you get paid, then you lose $150, but you get the rest of your check. I used to think like that.
And you learn there is a way of being financially responsible. You got to make those decisions in crunch time, but you shouldn't have been in those in the beginning.
That's not a way to live. Because I remember back in the day, Walmart, you could bounce protect, go to Walmart, and you could bounce like a mother. You can't do that now. Come on. If you don't got the money in there now, it will decline you quick. Yeah. But I remember them days though.
We'll give it to you. We'll get it from the back.
I should do it in my head. I'll swipe it. Pew! I just hear it bouncing in my head, man. Yep, there you go. I'm gonna be down 150, man.
Say living off the wall, but at least I can eat for this
living on a prayer, boy. Woo.
And like I said, making more money don't make those that way of thinking go away. You know what I mean?
No, it don't. No.
Different people have different triggers. They can have an emotional trigger that can cause them to spend in excess. People always thinking about drugs.
See, that's the thing too.
Drugs and substance abuse.
What's excess? What's spending? That's another thing. some people don't have a baseline, like what's spending in access. I know for me, like say Amazon is so addictive, man. And then what, okay. When you are making, I'll just say this, when you different classes, right? Let's say you middle class, right? Another part, you look at somebody like Denzel or something, you say, man, he spent $10,000 on something. Yeah, he at that level where he can spend that. That's like
not even a major
like
percentage.
$1,000 on something.
It's not a percentage of his actual income. No. You got to think, $10,000 might be a hefty percentage of your yearly income.
Yes.
So what is that? Maybe that's 10% of your income for that year. You know what I mean? So you couldn't imagine going to the store and blowing 10% of your income in one visit or one outing or one suit.
Boy.
You know what I mean? But that's not 10% of his income.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's not even.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you are regular,
any percent of somebody's savings or investments.
Let's say if you 50 and under, right? Mm-hmm. Spending that much at one time. Let's say like $1,500 at one time. Man, that's a lot to spend at one time. Mm-hmm. If you don't have to, unless it's like a big bill or something like that.
Or you're replacing like what?
You talking about these new houses, the mortgage may be $1,200.
So you basically, and that's a good point to make. Yeah. Point of reference, like, okay, how much is excess? Well, if you're spending your mortgage at a store,
boy,
that's probably a lot for you because if you could just afford to blow that, you'd have a higher mortgage. I mean, it just really is. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if your mortgage $5,000, you might be, I spent this. It's 4 weekends in a month. Right. You know what I mean? So one weekend I spent.
That's two-sided fence. Just because you have the excess to spend, do you really have to blow that much?
Exactly. But and that's the major thing. So that's why I'm saying that mindset doesn't leave you when you start making more money, and you have to know what your triggers are. Some people, they get an emotional trigger and they might drink a little bit more. Or they might eat a little bit more.
That's true.
And then some people might spend a little bit more. So your substance abuse or your bad habit might not even be, substances that people are telling. You might need to go to shopping rehab.
Boy.
You know what I mean? Or tech, you want to get a new cell phone. Like, your wife is nagging. Like, give me a new monitor. Yeah. Give me a new computer to rebuild. But that computer costs $3,000 that you're just trying to rebuild. You know what I mean?
Rebuild a Mac.
You know what I mean?
Rebuild a Mac for it.
But I think I can make it, faster. Or whatever it is that your hobby is. A lot of guys will hit the garage and and do something with their motorcycle. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But they just bought a new cam system. You know what I mean? That was like $2,000.
This is the tip to the youth right here. I wish I would have had the discipline to do this in my 20s because I didn't. But I will pass this down. You can start, as soon as you get your first job, you can get your own separate retirement account, your own IRA account with like Matt Schwab or whatever those little financial places are.
And it's a lot easier now with technology versus when we were in our 20s.
You can put $10, $50, you ain't even gonna miss that. I mean, you can put that into your own IRA every time you get paid and start at 17, 18. Plus, if you get the career job, you can have one with them and have your own. Mm-hmm. So now you got two things to nest on when you get older. Cause man, you blow so much money when you're younger, man. If you just put like just a percentage, like $50.
And stuff's going up. I mean, you go to the club, you buy a couple girls a couple drinks. That's a couple, they can.
I was too cheap. When I went to the club in my 20s, I didn't even buy girls drinks, man. I was so cheap.
But now, like I said, everybody balling where drinks might be $10, $15 a piece.
I think it's just a perception. I don't think everybody balling.
No, I mean, no. They want the perception of that, or they want to, come to the club with a whole bunch of, dollar bills, what I mean, things like that.
I feel like an old man. I'm so out the loop, man. I ain't been to the club for so long, dude.
But sometimes they have a social life cost.
Can you even go to the club now with COVID? Is the club even open now?
I have no idea.
I know sometimes me and wife, we ride through downtown with the kids sometimes, and man, I guess like toward the end of the week, it be packed, man.
Yeah, I used to know somebody.
And they don't be having no mask on. They party like it's 1999, man.
I know a lot of people, personally, who sing or perform and things like that, and of course you can't sing with that on, but people are just like I say in there in the audience. I went to a stadium type event. I'm wearing a mask, and I'm like, y'all, they're not skipping seats anymore, so you in a very movie still. You're in the stadium.
Yeah, that's true.
And people are sitting right next to you, and they don't want to wear a mask and things like that. I bought an extra seat. You know what I mean? I sat behind.
Talking about for your weight?
Yeah, but no.
You gotta get
But no, I bought it just a little extra seat to the side of my son. And I sat behind him and his cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's, just for a little bubble. I don't really like people. And it's flu season too. Not only COVID and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's real.
People just too touchy. I don't, man. Maybe I'm an introvert or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah, you do got a little OCD, man.
No.
Yeah. So next topic is this is the corporate topic in the corporate world. You're gonna deal with this a lot, young people. You're gonna deal with this a lot. I know when you get out of school, you have that naive feeling, but over time that's gonna wear off, and you think everybody's cool, everybody's saying cool stuff, everybody go, some people call it small talk, some people call it shooting marbles or whatever. Shooting the breeze or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's another layer to that. It's called dealing with people that's being disingenuous. People call it fake. Some people call it fronting. It's so many layers to being disingenuous, but a lot of times, you could be working in something, or sometimes, when I worked at the ISP place, I put it just like this. When I worked at the ISP place, everybody knew this. We would be working on something. And you will see the manager say, all right, guys, I see you guys next week. I'm about to go on vacation. They say, uh-oh, here come the layoff. The layoff's coming. Because what he would do is he would take off for the week and act like nothing happened, like nothing going on. And then the crew, the world-class wrecking crew come in and lay everybody off. And he come back next week like nothing never happened.
Where's Bobby?
Man. No, they don't ask no questions.
Yeah.
They just come in and go back to work, have a meeting and everything. And it's like a cycle. You can see it, but don't nobody say nothing though.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you could be on the list and the manager, how you doing stuff right up to the point. And then he on vacation gone, waiting on it to go through, then he come back. And now he got his new team or whatever, or he got half of the team because they've been laid off. Yeah. So he don't have to assume he don't have to be the bad guy. He let the bad guys come in and do all the dirty work, and then he come back to work like nothing happened. That's the disingenuous part. But he'll look at you in your eyes and tell you everybody's job's safe though.
Yeah.
We're not laying anybody off. Everybody's job's safe. Hey guys, we're good. I see you next week. I'll be on vacation. And then next thing you see dudes coming into work and they say, yeah, man, go ahead and clean your desk out.
No, but I thought my job was safe. What happened?
But
just talk to Billy. Billy said my job was safe.
Go ahead and clean your desk out. So, another thing is, like I say, people will set you up, man. No problem. They'll set you up. They'll act like everything cool, get you to say something crazy, and then go report you to HR. But they don't tell HR that they hyped you up to say something crazy. Yeah,
they triggered you, and while this was said, they walked to your workstation to be offended. Right. Or to be whatever the thing is, or
oh man, you about the manager, man, dude, it's so crazy, man. Why y'all always working like that? And then you start saying something, yeah, man, dude, this crazy, man, dude, do this. Then they go tell the man, so, man, Mike said this, and this. They don't say what they said though.
He doesn't like black people or people from this place. You know what I mean? Like, what you think? Yeah, he really don't. He got into it with Kevin. Oh man, he said you didn't like black people. Like, you know what I mean? So you definitely gotta watch what you say around some people, you know what I mean? Because
all people.
They're funny and they laugh and joke. Like, this is a job. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some people are social. I mean, I can fake and shake with the best of them. Yeah. So I don't really have a problem. And even with jokes or trying to be funny, some people always they feel like they have to be edgy funny. So they always step out of that thing and got to say that one little thing that's saying a little bit edgy. I can be professional or Christian funny or whatever you call it, churchy or too goody, too censored, clean funny. Right. If that's going to be the case, you know what I mean? Observationally funny.
The thing about you got to understand about joking is just because you think it's funny, it's a joke. You can't control how the other person receives it.
Or how they receive it 2 weeks later. Like
that's true.
They didn't tell their wife and well, you told Sarah a joke Wednesday of last month. You know what I mean? And she went home and told her cousins and her wife, her wife, and she felt that made her feel very unsafe, you know what I mean? But we've been laughing and joking. We didn't have lunch together since then. So,
right. Yeah.
Just kind of be you know, chill or whatever. We're not saying stay in the box, stay in the bottle.
Yeah. We're talking about like, and then how to counter that from a thinking process. You just gotta be careful, man. A lot of times how you are at work, you know, you gotta be more professional. Than you are like when you're around your boys or around your homegirls and stuff like that. You can't be that in that workplace where you're at. You know, the environment may be totally different. You kind of gotta have the awareness to understand what you're walking into, where you at. Because when people say it's not where you from, it's where you at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you gotta understand that it's where you at. Because some jobs you go to, it may be laid back. Some jobs you go to may be uptight. Some jobs you go to, it may be a mixture of people. It may be people that's on one side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of figure that out and get a feel for it. So
yeah, sometimes you don't want to get too attached to people either,
because
some jobs everybody is terrible. You know what I mean? They have bad attitudes and that, but it's that one or two coworkers that you really like. Oh, they can just make your day sitting in your cubicle across from you and just like chopping it up with them. The people that quote unquote keep it real and you just really enjoy those people.
Right.
And then one of them get fired and you know everybody else is just backstabbers and you know all this other stuff, and it can make a job really kind of unbearable. You know, you talk about happiness, it can just kill the whole vibe of the place and you just hate the job. You have good pay, but it's torture going in there sometimes. You really walking on eggshells, this, that, and the other. Well, oh my God, John had mismatched socks on yesterday, or his his shirt was a little bit untucked in. I know, that just doesn't sit well with me. You know what I mean? So when you're always constantly
doing something. Another thing is being able to understand the culture for real. Like most jobs, when they interview you, they're not going to tell you, you know what, our culture is really crazy. It's really it's not diverse. If you're a minority, you're probably not gonna move that high in the company. They're not gonna keep it real with you like that. You're probably gonna stay right here. The ceiling's right here for you. You gotta figure this out and understand this.
Well, our job is really cliquey. Like you're new here.
Everything's public. You can do the research now. I mean, you can literally go look at the state positions or look at the top. You can look at these people on LinkedIn now. You can see. And sometimes you see, it's the best way to explain this. You may see all ducks and one goose.
Yeah.
Or you may see all geese and one duck. He's like, man, why do you got all these ducks and only one goose?
Yeah.
How does that look? A goose with a bunch of ducks. How does that work?
Hey, at least we got a duck in here. You know what I mean? We didn't have to have it.
A bunch of geese and one duck. You like, man, what's the diversity? You know, the diversity is supposed to be a mixture. It's supposed to be duck, geese, flamingos,
you know what I mean?
Penguins, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
But seagulls. Another thing, man, sometimes things that seem normal that aren't weird practices that they don't see nothing wrong with. All of these people go to lunch at 12,
right,
or 1, but they've assigned you to 11 o'clock lunch, or like, you know what I mean? They got 2 different lunches. So 3 of y'all people, y'all got to go on this lunch. And then 8 people take lunch at the same time and leave 3 people to watch the whole department. And they all eat lunch together and laugh and joke or whatever. And, you know, they could shut the whole shop or something down for an hour, but no, they want y'all to work or this and that or have separate lunches. Like, well, but 3, why would they just have us 3 working? Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, I never noticed that the geese take lunch. Oh, those are all geese over there. And you know what? You ducks do have the 11 o'clock lunch. I never noticed that. Like, how do you not notice? Like, all the geese leave. You know what I mean? Or
that happens in real life.
All the caterers come at 1, but they make you take your lunch at 12.
Yep.
Or the caterers come at 12 and they make you take your lunch at 1. So you got to work through like. Free fall. Hey man, we had steak today. Like they caterers like, so where they at? Oh, they're already
you missed, man. You went to lunch early, man. You missed the steak, man. Yeah.
Or whether it's late or not. But and it's weird that you made sure that all the geese had, steak, right. and they will normalize that and make you feel crazy for even noticing that all the geese.
And that's why I tell any youth I come into contact with, from my experience, I've worked every level of job you probably can imagine. Your skill set can put you in some jobs where things are not as bad. Instead of being on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, like say you work for retail, maybe 8 or 9, it may drop down to, you get a skill set job, like a career, it may drop down to 4 or 5.
Yeah.
To where you got more control over your time, but you have to be able to manage your time though. Now you have that control. Versus you work at retail, everything is structured.
Or a factory
you come in here, you're gonna come in from 7 to 11, go to lunch from 11 to 11:30 or 12, come back and then work from 1 to 4:30 or 5. And that's pretty much your day. Versus
when you get done, managing your own downtime, being, and doing things like that as well.
I mean, like when I used to work in this IT job, be over the call center. They didn't have no choice. Your lunch was scheduled. You had 30 minutes, and you come back to work.
Yeah,
man, 30 minutes for a lunch. You go to the wrong restaurant, you may be 15, 20 minutes getting your food.
Yeah,
especially if you go to lunch at noon. And this was downtown.
And they
got
gotta
lunch at noon. Everybody going to lunch now.
Yeah, and you gotta stop calling that a lunch break. No, that you have a break, sir. you go to your car, you eat a granola bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? You maybe take a 10-minute power nap.
Yeah. I want to say they maybe start giving them an hour before I left, but man, I know some people 30 minutes, man.
And sometimes they'll even structure that. Well, you get 2 15-minute breaks. You can use one of those. You can break one of those 15-minute breaks up into 3 bathroom breaks.
Yep.
It's 5 minutes apiece. So then that leaves you with 45 minutes, but you can take a 15-minute break, and then that leaves you for your big break. You get to take your big break, buddy. 30 minutes.
I remember the job I used to work at was when I was delivering blood, bro. It was at night. And most of the time when you get a job that work at night, all the managers are gone probably by 7 or 8 at the most. They gone. It's all you at that point. I used to have to come to work, pack the van up, go to Jonesboro, and then drive back, unless I had to go to Batesville. But when I went to work, even though it had like a job description, they want you to do all this stuff. It sound good on paper, right? But when you actually do the job, you load the van up, take the blood to Jonesboro, get the blood to the guy to take the blood to St. Louis, and you get what's up there to bring back to Little Rock and bring it back. That was pretty much the job. I mean, you have to drive at night. Sometimes if you don't get no sleep, you be hot dogging that thing trying to get back. But what I'm saying is, when you have a skill set, that's when I was doing a lot of courier jobs and stuff. You get those jobs like that. It's not like working in like retail. But you have to manage your time though. You have to build up that trust, because you can take your lunch breaks whenever you wanted to. You can take your you can take whatever break you want to take, but you have to manage that though. As long as you was back by 7. Long as you had the blood delivered and stuff, they didn't care. As long as that courier got to St. Louis on time and you dropped off by 11, because I would leave here probably about 10, leave here about 11, and then I would roll out and probably be back before 1 or 2 in the morning. So that's a downtime of what, 4 or 5 hours? And you think I didn't take advantage of that? You crazy.
But that's a part of the pay. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But if you don't manage your time right, or if you do the wrong thing, you have to be
do the wrong thing first in order. Like, I'm gonna take my nap before I take the, thing like that.
Not even that. You come back and you get downtime. You gotta do something stupid or have a wreck or something. I like, what were you doing on Cantrell at 3 o'clock in the morning, you supposed to be in Jonesboro. You see what I'm saying? Yep. Now you just messed up everything. Now you're gonna be on watch. Now they're gonna be watching you like a hawk. So if you build that trust up, you manage your time right,
and you putting gas,
make smart decisions,
and you putting gas, in the car. Like they give you the right, to use like maybe a gas card to give you a certain amount of money for gas and things like that.
Yeah, they do. Now they just always something at that job. They just had a car and you just fill the van up.
Yeah, and there's always gonna be that one weirdo that does something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they gotta watch. They will have them watching every mile that you drive, and watching you.
Yeah.
I filled up my mama car, my brother car, and my daddy car. Like, how and you use 200 gallons of gas?
Boy, not even thinking about it. Like you just use 200 gas at the same gas station, and wonder why you got caught. Crazy.
Man, we out here struggling, man. They got plenty of gas.
And I always think about that job I work now. I be thinking like, man, they ask for a report or something. It's like I can't even complain because I work crazy jobs. This ain't nothing. This a couple of more clicks on my day. Why not? Just do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, your skill set. It's important to build your skill set up, man, because a lot of times when you work those jobs like in retail and working those, I call them like beginner jobs, like just those beginner and intermediate jobs. Unless you're trying to be a manager or a store manager, which is gonna take all of your time. Maybe some people want that.
See, I know some store managers or / general manager, whatever, right under the general manager. They make good money. They can be in the 90s or 150s, but they on call all the time.
Yeah.
And they gotta go be a cashier if they don't have
7 in the morning to 7 at night.
If they managers don't come in, they gotta go in there and be the manager all the time. They gotta close the store down. They gotta, even if you hire good managers, you gotta make sure the safe is straight. You know what I mean? If one of them stealing, that's your responsibility. All of that stuff that you are technically responsible for. You know what I mean? Somebody breaking the store to midnight, you gotta go there.
Right.
Talk to the police and doing this, so you're always on a constant state of readiness for for whatever job that you're working in, whether it's Kmart or something like that or something like that, you know what I mean, or it's fashion, you know what I mean.
It's still around?
I have no idea.
I know a manager that worked at a big retail store, and when I was working at the airport, and she left there and actually worked at the airport, but she said that she had to leave because her doctor told her that if you don't leave, you're going to stroke out. You're going to have a stroke or you're going to have a heart attack. One of the two. Just pick one.
I'm homegirl, same thing. She had a heart attack.
Working at store manager?
Yeah, I mean, she had 7 managers under her. But yeah, I mean, hey, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And now she has, her husband used to get into it. She's adopted all this masculine energy trying to run everything. Affected her personal life, with her kids. Yeah, and she made good money. Matter of fact, they gave her, you know what? They blessed her. They gave her promotion. Guess what they gave her? Another store.
Boy.
So now you're the manager of you're the general manager over 2 stores that you're responsible. What's the purpose of having regular managers if they can't do nothing?
Right. That's true.
They all literally, I could be around her and now the managers.
But that's the thing though.
I'm calling her so what's the name didn't come in? So Terrell, the cashier, don't want to mop the bathroom. You're the manager.
From what I found out though, it's hard to find really reliable people to work at a retail store.
Because they'll quit because they don't care. It's a retail. How much would you give? You don't give 1,000%, and like I said,
when I worked there,
even
if there's a retail store, I did not give 100%. Now I sold a dream like I did, sure. Yeah. But no, I didn't get it real.
Hey man, you're supposed to be folding these clothes. Why are you sitting down?
No, I didn't sit down. They won't let you sit down with no chairs.
No.
But I would definitely be out of sight, out of mind though.
We saw you. You were on the phone in the fitting room.
And I'm 6'5". I can't hide. I was out of sight, out of mind. And then the break room, man, was so crazy. It was like they got those working at Walmart, man. You would get the breaks, man, but of course, you're gonna sit back there as long as you can until the manager call you, man.
You mean Mega Mart?
Huh?
You worked at Mega Mart?
Mega Mart, yeah, that's cool too. But yeah, and you sit back there until either the manager call you or. This is another thing that was funny. The call-in line. They had a hotline to call in. And you'll call in and say, I'm not going to be here. Or do you want to call in sick or something? Or you're not going to be here, press 1 or 2. And then when you press it, and they say, okay, now we're gonna connect you to your manager. After you hit the number and say that you're gonna connect to your manager, you just go ahead and hang up. Because you in the system now, you're not gonna be there. Yeah. And then your manager say, why you didn't talk to me? I did try to talk to you, but nobody answered the phone, so I just hung up. They used to do that all the time, man.
Hey, look, I called in. And that's another thing too. A lot of jobs in their policy, you just call in. You don't have to explain why. You don't have to do this. I'm sick.
That's one thing about a career job when it's not like a big pool of people. Yeah, you call in, they gonna know. But
no. We didn't look like
Walmart. They don't know because there's so many people.
Like legally, you have a right. Like, hey, I'm sick. I'm not going to be.
That sounds good.
I don't have to.
That
like
sounds
legally.
Is what you're saying.
No.
Legally, I understand what you're saying, but in real life,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in real life, that ain't always the case.
Hey, I'm sick. I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
Well, could you do this? No, I don't. Like, I only, and then it's like, the policy says I only have to provide a doctor note after the third day.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Some managers are just like so pessimistic. You gotta bring a doctor's note or something like that. Especially if they know you having problems. Then see, that's the disingenuous stuff right there. They know you having problems. They see you grimacing and working stuff, and then you go to the hospital.
You get unrelated problems. Hey man, I'm having problems with my wife. She keep burning stuff, or she's on suicide watch, or something like that. Yeah. Or my my son's acting up at school, so I called in sick. Hey man, I'm sick. I'm not gonna be here. Yeah. Well, are you really sick, or I know your wife was having a problem? Well, it don't matter. I'm telling. No, but this is just specifically for illnesses. If you need some personal time, I got the vacation time, but dude, let me off work.
And that's what a lot of people say. A lot of people don't leave jobs; they leave their manager. It's not about the job per se; it's the management that they leave. But the thing is, to be so disingenuous, a lot of the managers don't even believe that. They be like, I don't know why he left. I don't know.
It's like relationships. You know what I mean? Honestly, man, some people leave personal relationships professionally and all that, but some people are at a professional job, they handle it like regular relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You was beating your wife. That's probably why she left. You know what I mean? No, I have no idea what's going on. And people be like that in a job. You done sexually harass this woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you done physically hit on this dude a couple times. You done belittled him. Yeah. You know what I mean? You called him racial slurs or sexual things against his sexuality. Why did he leave? You call him a homo every day, or you know what I mean. Exactly, you know what I mean. This and that. Well, he never filed a complaint because he left because he didn't have to deal with it. You know what I mean. So it's all kind of things like that. So
yeah, HR. Oh my God, I'm not even gonna get. They very disingenuous sometimes.
And I don't know, but see, I don't understand how that works. It's like going to your.
They get paid by the company.
Exactly. So this is HR sometimes. It's like going to your spouse's mom, like let's say my wife going to my mom telling me what I did, or me going to my wife's mom. Hey, you know what she did to me? Oh yeah, we're gonna look into that.
That's like a kid trying to divide their parents. Like it's like a kid going to tell their dad, but then he's not gonna talk to the wife.
Yeah, but that's if they're right in some kind of way. You know what I mean? The parent, like the parents still have the kids' best interest at heart. You know what I mean? But they're together.
They should be on the same page, though. 80%, I guess.
Yeah, and they're going to be on the same page. Now, human resources is going to act like they're your friend.
They're on the same page, but not with you.
Yeah, it's them two. Honestly, let's say my wife and her mom. Right. They're going to be together regardless. That's her daughter.
Yeah.
All the time. But her mom will sit down and pray with me, put her hand on my shoulder. God, yeah. Hey, is everything okay? This and that, man. She keep doing this. Hey, well, definitely, man. I don't know what's going on. Mom might know the whole time. Boy. The same thing with human resources. They've heard the same complaint about the same manager or whatever. But they don't want the company to get sued. The company's best interest is them. So the manager and the company are going to work this out without the company getting sued. They're not going to be on your side. No matter how that works out, they're not, like I say, it don't make sense for them to be. Unless it costs them more money to not get rid of that manager and they still will start cutting people off. Now, if it's something, you got video evidence of somebody sexually harassing you, human resources has to do something.
Right.
Or you're going to sue the whole company going down over that. Boy. But if it's something they can kind of keep you quiet about or, we'll work on it. It's a work in progress. While they trying to figure out how to fire you.
Boy.
It's amazing how you report somebody or you complain about somebody. Now they bringing up your tardies.
Yeah, for real. And
now they want to check about how many days did you actually did miss. Ooh, you know what? You, Mr. Michael, I noticed that you didn't finish your degree. When you said you were in school, you didn't finish your degree. I'm only 1 credit short. Well, we only need that done now. Semester is not over. I won't have my grade complete. I don't think we can really hang on you.
Yeah, we really need that bachelor's degree.
Now it's an issue with me not having my bachelor's after I complain, and you know that I'm in school. But you said that a year. You said that 2 years ago. It take 2 years to finish the program, and I'm on my last. I'll be done in 3 weeks, and I'll have it. Well, it's just hard for us to lean and trust that. I mean, you've been working on this for 2 years, so I think we're just gonna have to part ways. I'm almost like they'll bring up any little they'll start dress code. Hey man, we like the little shirt, man. It's blue like our colors, but what is this, a sailboat, man? He's wearing shorts. Those shorts are provocative.
With the ISP place, and I was wearing a NASCAR shirt. I didn't know. I was just buying random shirts, but it had one of the shirts was their competitor. Didn't even know it, bro. Was wearing it. It was Charter. I thought it was just a cool design.
Yeah.
It was their competitor, man. And they didn't even say nothing. But when I went for a job to work there for a time, they were saying I didn't get the job because, you know what I'm saying, it's like upper management was saying, this has got to be wearing this shirt. That's our competitor. It's like, when was y'all going to tell me? So y'all just pretty much just use it as a but I just learned that you got to be careful because
they still let them work.
Yourself.
Yeah, they still let them work.
Right.
It's like the messed up relationships. When you didn't tell me, well, you're supposed to know already.
Exactly.
Why do I have to tell you who all my competitors? Well, you got a lot of.
That's true.
Competitors.
Exactly. So, and yes, the next topic is probably the last topic, man. Round this thing out is you're gonna deal with this a lot. Job, outside of job when you get out of school, is dealing with the haters and the side talk. I give you an analogy, right? You turn into a superstar player, right? Basketball player. And you out there averaging, you averaging 30 like Kobe. But then it's a dude on the bench that he out there hating on the side. Man, Kobe think he good, man. He out there getting 30, man.
Why you getting all them shots, man? They always passing the ball.
He don't even get in the game. He like the 13th man on the bench, man. It's kind of how life is. People, instead of working their way, putting in the work to get their talent up, they'll sit there and hate on your talent. Or you don't do things the way they think you should do it. It's not like how they would do it.
And the weirdest thing, they would do it different if they was you.
Right.
Like if I was I'm not gonna do it the way I'm saying to do it. But if I was you, I would do it that way. Right. Like how many different hypotheticals in your head about me? But if I was 6'5" though, see I'm not 6'5" though.
Right, exactly.
Like if I had your parents, I would do this.
Right.
Well, why can't you do something?
Right.
You can't. I mean, you could do something in your situation.
Yeah.
But nah, man. If I was John, man, he had long fingers. Like, man, if I had his fingers.
You have to have your own. You have to develop your own mind when you when you graduate, turn 18. You have to have your own mind, not be so easily influenced because people leave you out to dry. They'll tell you to do this, this, and this, and then when you do it, it don't work. Man, I didn't make you do that. You know what I'm saying?
This thing about life, man, you can be a follower and follow somebody to greatness, or you can follow them right there in the hole. Thing is, you don't know what's ahead. You know what I mean? But if you're in a leader position, you can kind of see stuff coming.
Right.
So there's going to be good things.
Some
and bad
things you do, people not going to understand, man. I remember, like I said, when I was going into IT, a lot of people didn't understand what is IT. I don't know what that is. What is that? What are you talking about? Computers for what?
Don't you got to be a genius to do that?
No,
don't you gotta be really? No, I mean, but that's the thing. The mindset. Don't you gotta be really expertly good in math? Yeah. No. Did you try anything?
There's programming. You gotta be really good in math or something.
I mean, like I said, but there's. I said we got apps. Everybody's got a. Well, I can't spell. Well, we got computers at our fingertips. You know what I mean? We have all these tools to help us. Well, these tools help you at a job. I've seen nurse practitioners use Google for a diagnosis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are these symptoms?
You know, somebody built TikTok, right? That's an app. Somebody built that. Somebody built Facebook. They continually building it.
And you got to think, man.
Instagram, you know what I'm saying?
If we're looking at, like, they didn't invent anything, per se. No. Because the phone already existed. Similar apps already existed, but they did their things. And then that's about things being marketed and things being promoted and things like that. Right. And when we talk about dealing with haters and side talkers, when people are on the sideline and they're talking, sometimes when you're in the game, what you have to consider is everyone who doesn't support you isn't a hater.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They might just not have the time, the energy, or for whatever reason, they're not, you're not entitled to 1% or 10% of your friend's income.
Right.
Just because, well, if you my friend, you gonna ride or die. For me, man,
that's true.
My friend has a whole family.
Right.
Well, you can't just, do this. Yeah, now, sometimes clicking a like or share something like that, that's something maybe you could do.
Right.
But if that person, maybe religious, cultural beliefs, for whatever reason, they're not, standing out, waving your flag with 1,000%, doesn't mean they hate you. You know what I mean? Right. They have other stuff going on. It's a difference between.
Learn how to operate with both. Hate and like. Learn how to operate being liked or being hated. You still got to operate.
Then some people are supporting you with motivation or just supporting you, but not maybe uplifting you to the highest. Or they support you. They always buy your products and stuff like that. Yeah. And you ain't buying enough products. You need to be like, is you my best friend? You need to be the first one when I drop. Hey, that would be great, and there's nothing wrong with it. Right. But man, this person is putting into your product, like how much of their income or time or energy are they supposed to do? How much are they supposed to do for free? Or how much are they supposed to do, like, even if you pay them? They still have time, dreams, and goals they're doing. But they ain't doing nothing. Like, man, now you've become successful and negative at the same time because I didn't support you. As soon as you get up, like, I remember you didn't buy this or that. Like you're keeping some weird negative tally. You know what I mean? That's not hate. Now, when somebody goes to your site and put a virus on you or slanders your name, that's hate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't buy that girl stuff. You know what I mean? It stank. You know what I mean? Her rats be in her food and her kitchen nasty. Don't buy her meals. That's hate.
Right.
So don't confuse not supporting.
And then, like I say, when I was talking about earlier, like if you do something a little different because somebody don't understand that you work, you go to school full time, and you're a single dad. It's just general situation, single dad. So a lot of things, you have to prioritize the things that you do.
Yeah.
Somebody will say, well, why you don't wash your car on Tuesday? I go to school full time. I'm a single dad. And I work full time.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna wash my car probably this Saturday. If I feel like it, I may have to catch up on sleep Saturday. Because I don't just work a job and a kid and then I got idle time at home. Now, if you got idle time, okay, I get it. But a person that is on the outside looking in that don't know will sit there and say, oh, man, he don't do this, this, and this. Well, you got a lot of time on your hands. Of course you can do that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So why are you trying to put your standard on me? Because you don't even know. That's people do that. They don't even know what you're doing, but they try to put their standard on you.
Well, I hold myself to a higher standard, and I hold my friends, to this standard where you're not doing what they're doing in another area.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then sometimes you explain yourself because they're your friends or they're in your circle. Yeah. You explain to them your situation. Hey, this is what I'm going on. This is what and that still ain't enough for them.
Yep.
Well, you should always have time for this. Like, well, you should be working out at least an hour of your day. Like, I don't understand how you don't have time to work out, an hour of your day. You know what I mean? Well, I'm doing this, and that. Well, you should always make time for yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to do this or this and that. Or whether it might be church or whether it might be growing your business or whether it just might be giving something to them. Like, I feel like, look, listen. People love to count your money, too.
They do.
Oh, my God, you only have one child. This and that. Well, you should have this and that. Or y'all should have this and that. Oh, Mike, y'all a good couple and y'all only have 2 kids and this and that.
Oh, this is my favorite. How you do that? Well, I stay within my budget. I don't overspend. And we pay our cars off. We don't keep getting the newest car to come out. I ain't doing that. That's easy. That's easy for y'all to do. That's what y'all do. That's easy for y'all to do. Why did you ask me?
Exactly. Well, I can never. I have to have this and that. Like, well, how do y'all? My big question was how do y'all go on? How do you guys go on? Vacation and this and that. Well, I mean, I'm not in your money, but you have a $700 car note. Boy. You know what I mean? And your husband has a $500 car note.
Tell you know what I mean? Now, you want a new Tahoe or a new truck? I mean, it's like almost buying a house, man. Like a new Silverado. Man, you probably paying like $800-900 a month, man.
Yeah, and guess what? You have the money and you have the right. Credit. Yeah, exactly. Because it's just like people are like, well, with your credit. No, that's just how much it costs. You know what I mean? Well, this and that. You guys live in an apartment, so you're saving some money there. But you don't get to take those vacations. Yeah. This and that. But I mean, like you can take one car note away, and that's X amount of vacation.
Or you do this.
That's what we chose to do. We chose to not have that note.
You get a new truck, and they be like, man, boy, you making some money, ain't you, man? You got you a new truck, man.
Yeah, help me out with this note. Yeah, boy. But exactly.
Or this happened, I don't know if it still happens now. I think it'll still happen now. If, let's say you work a regular job, but you making money on the side, and then, your boss drives like a Dodge 1500. Yeah. And you pull up in the Porsche Cayman. Dude probably be like, man, what in the world is going on? Should he be like that? No, because that ain't his business. But that's how it is. I always wondered that, like, if they found out, let's say if you was a millionaire and you just kind of stayed low key, and they found out or something, like something happened in the paper that said, Mike's a millionaire. Would they still let you work there, or would they actually like try to either let you go or say it's like a conflict of interest now because they don't? It's like, what are you really working here for if you're a millionaire? Yeah. I don't think they can do that legally. I don't know, but I don't know.
It does
because they feel like they can't tell you what to do at their point. They really when you're making that kind of money, you're like, you can't tell me what to do.
And there's a lot of ways that you can have that. Like, Mike owns like a couple $1 million in land. You own that land? Yeah, I own that land and we have asset, but that's worth like X amount of $1 million. Yeah, and I sold the other one last year, so I have.
I remember people always use.
But there's not enough money to it is enough money to retire on, but I mean you still have to do something with your life.
But would you say low key if you had that kind of money, don't still go to work? Would you still work if you was a millionaire?
I'd be working on something else, but. There's so many things that come with atrophy or like not working or not doing something.
Boy,
you get to work on. You get to work. You have to work on something yourself, whether it's like school or being a better dad or a mom.
Well, let me tell you part of what
or growing your business.
They'll probably get rid of me because I'll probably still go to work, but
I'm buying everybody.
I'll probably be the Rolex. I'll probably be going there with the Lex on.
I'm randomly buying everybody T-bone steaks like.
Yeah, they go to lunch. Like, where we going? We going to Arthur's, man. Don't worry about it, man. Come on, man. Let's go to Arthur's, man.
They deliver? No, they don't. But we have. They're
they waiting on us now. Tell me what you want. I already got the table and everything waiting now. You know what I'm saying? What this guy's doing? Yeah.
Or like everybody come in, like sitting at the
thing. Ric Flair robe, man.
They got T-bone steaks and we all got plastic knives.
Yeah. Come in with the Ric Flair robe on, man. Sitting there before I can sit down at the desk, coming there flaring out. We got one of them little
oxygen dehumidifiers, like $2,000. Oh, this is neutralizing the particles in the air before I do it.
But some managers don't be flexing though. Some managers, some of them do, some of them don't. Like I know I worked at one place. All he rode was BMWs, like the newest BMW SUVs and little X series and stuff. Mm-hmm. He always had a new one of those. Always. The lawyer, he had the high-end race style BMW SUV. That mug was clean. That mug was clean. And I guess it seemed like some positions like an image, like if you're like a CFO, corporate financial officer, or corporate information officer and all that. I didn't even learn about this until I worked in IT.
You pull out
when you work regular jobs, you don't even see positions like that. Working at like a retail store, you don't even see positions like that. So
pull up in a Subaru Outback.
Boy.
With the glass house, no tint.
Exactly. That one might be fully loaded. You just don't know nothing about Subaru.
I know, right?
Too. Exactly. So, yeah, man, we finna get ready to wrap this thing up, man. We thought we'd come by, chop it up with you, man, about this corporate stuff and get this game to the youth. We'd like to thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. CTM content on Instagram, CTM content on Twitter. Check out the channel, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we signing out.
Peace.